Oh, hello, welcome back. 9 years in China with old Kenny. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're watching a few of my videos. Hope you're enjoying yourself, listening just to little stories that will make you think, little things that have happened to me, people, places, things I've seen. I'm going to tell a little story today. It's kind of a sad story, but it's things that I've had happen to me. And so here's one of them. And think about this. One day I was walking back from class, and as I got near the school building that was the nearest to my house, I could hear a girl crying, and she was like in the bushes, kind of, and I could hear her crying, and I looked and I said, "Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And I saw this one of my kids, it's one of my students, and in those days, everybody had, I bet I had 3 or 4 people named Alice, for example. I had a girl named Alice trying to message me a while ago. But anyhow, this one student, and I'm pretty sure her name was Alice, I asked, "Well, what's wrong, dear? What's wrong? Let's go sit down." And there were some little concrete benches that we could sit on right there near the building. And she told me that she may have to quit school. I said, "What?" She goes, "My family is so poor. My family is too poor to pay the money to keep me in school." And I said, "Well, did they tell you to quit school?" And she said, No, they didn't tell me to quit school, but I feel like I need to go to work to help my family. And my heart is just going out to them. And I said, "Well, think about this. If they haven't told you anything, they're managing to keep you in school somehow. Remember, parents want to see their kid do better, sweetie, than they did." And that's what I was trying to convey to her, is that her parents have her there for a reason, because they want to see her do better. But in her mind, the only thing she could think of was trying to help mom and dad, And but we had a talk. We sat there and we talked a little bit, but I just tried to let her know. I said, until they contact you, until they say, "Honey, we can't pay any money, you stay in school, you work really hard, you make the best grades you can so you can get the best job you can." And we left it like that. And it wasn't long after that I'd run into another little girl named Polly. And she was real active in our English corner. And she kind of had the same thing going on with her, that there was a problem with money, and there was a problem with keeping her in school. And also, she had, when she got out of school, she wanted to marry this boy. And that's another story that happened a little later. But she was telling me again that, like the other Alice girl, that her family had no money to keep her in school. Now, her parents had already talked to her, said maybe next semester you might have to come home. And my students in Fuyang, most of them come from really small farming communities, small cities, because Fuyang is like a tier 3 or 4. It's way down the ladder. It's not like Shanghai or Shenzhen or Beijing. Fuyang is not a real important city except for the railroad there. And I said, "Well, Polly, let me talk to somebody. Maybe there is something we can do." Because I was kind of, it weighs heavy on your heart, when your kids are having problems. And so the next day, I go in and I see my boss. And because I knew my boss knew this little girl. And I talked to my boss, Helen, great lady. I said, "My student may have to quit school, and she's too good a student You know, she was my student. She's a good English major, very active, really smart and bright and friendly. And I said, this school cannot afford to lose a student like that. You know, I put it on me and Miss Hahn, and I said, the school just cannot deal with losing students of this caliber. And she was thinking about that, and she goes, I tell you what, you tell that little girl, you tell Polly to come see me tomorrow, and we're going to have a talk. And whatever it was Miss Hahn was thinking, but I think she had to make a few phone calls first. But the next day, sure enough, well, that night I told Polly, I said, you go see Miss Hahn in the English department tomorrow after class. Okay? You go see her. She needs to talk to you. And let me tell you what happened. In the time period overnight, between me talking to Miss Hahn and Polly coming to see Miss Hahn got her a job. She got a job working in a language school, helping the teachers and the kids. And with this job, she could help pay her tuition. So, where there's a will, there's a way. And I feel really, really good about this happening for my student, because she got to stay in school, she got to finish school. Now, I haven't talked to her in a while, but later she got to marry this boy she's wanting to marry, and I may tell that story later. It's kind of an interesting story anyhow. But that just goes to show you how much all this weighs on the kids. There's just two examples, and I'm sure this happens everywhere. Those people are poor, and they're doing everything they can. They may be the only person that ever go to school, ever go to college in their family. So, but anyhow, there's just some examples of poor students trying to do better, trying to do the right thing, and they just put too much weight on their shoulders. I wish more kids actually thought like that. It'd make a better world probably if there were more thoughtful kids out there. But anyhow, you have a good day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll get you if you don't subscribe, okay? But we'll talk to you later. So bye. All right.